G'day Internet, I'm Brendan Gasparin and I'm vlogging my journey to creating an online course website. It's 9 PM on Monday the 11th of August. I've been sober for the last 2 days, which is pretty good for me. I've been asleep since 1 PM. I've probably been sleeping off the withdrawals, but now it's night time and I'm ready to work on some more important stuff. Last week I wrote my first blog post in 2 years. I sent it out at midnight Australian Eastern Daylight Time and also sent it out to my email list as a newsletter. This week I'm hoping to do the same with another blog entry, but I also want to get some other things accomplished as well. But I need to plan out the rest of my week so I make sure I get important things done, because it's been 3 weeks of vlogging now and I still haven't released my course website. Okay, so I've been meaning to do this for months. I've got a Medium website, a Medium blog as well, and I upload the articles from my main website to the Medium website, and then I change the canonical URL of the Medium website so that Google sends the traffic to my website. But I've got the wrong domain name. I've got .com.au, which does point to my website, but nevertheless I prefer just .com. So first thing I'm going to do is go through all my Medium articles and change the canonical URL to point to the .com domain, top level domain name. Oh, they're not even pointing at the right place. They're not even pointing at the blog subdirectory, so I'm going to definitely have to fix them. That should be a priority. Okay, so it's 7 minutes until midnight. I should stop talking about not drinking because I'm drinking. So I've done 3 things. I've updated the canonical Medium link for all of my Medium articles, but this link is staying as .com.au and it doesn't go anywhere because I've changed the directory of my blog. So I've got 12 articles on Medium where if you scroll to the bottom, it will take you to an old website that doesn't. Maybe I could make a redirect to take people from this URL to the new URL. But if I check the source code, then the canonical link is actually what I've changed it to. So it's just this link on the page that stays the same. It's the link I originally uploaded the page to, not the canonical link. The canonical link's embedded in the HTML code and that's different. So also I put a heading on this blog post because I left the heading off. I thought the title of the blog post would show up as a H1 heading, but it didn't. So I had to add it as a H1 heading. Sorry, I'm not looking you in the eye. I'm looking at my screen, which is a little bit lower. And I added a pin to Pinterest. I haven't been on Pinterest in a long time, but I added a pin pointing to my blog post as well. Then somebody messaged me, so I got a bit distracted, but I spent over an hour working on it, which isn't bad for a day where I slept most of the day. So I'll continue working into the night, despite the fact that I'm drinking. And I will, that's better. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but I should really write the blog article. Because everybody says that you should create content before while you're even creating your business, or even beforehand, so that you get an audience, so that when you get your business going, like in my case, online course, then you have an audience for it. So yeah, that's probably it for today's thing. There's only 5 minutes left in the day, but hey, it's 6:15, 6:15 for Americans on Wednesday the 13th of August, and yesterday I wrote a blog article. It's called Introduction to Programming Using the C Language. It's about 1,000 words, which is nice for a blog article. But last night I noticed on my website there's a persistent error in almost every page. So this is a virtual machine. It's Linux running within my Windows environment. What do I want? CD projects brendangasparin.com code dot So what we have is in the HTML of nearly every page, not newsletter because I changed it yesterday, this meta char set tag. I've actually written it as meta char for most of my pages, so I have to go through and fix it. So where's the index there? Meta char set. So I need to change all of these pages to meta char set because meta char is not a tag. I must have been using programming in C and at the time, and I just typed char instead of char set for one page, and then I probably cut and pasted it to a bunch of other pages. So I'll just change it on every page. It's already changed there, not changed here. So with my blog article, I've written it, but I have not proofread it yet because I believe in leaving a day between writing something and proofreading it. So I will proofread that next. But first I want to get all of these chars and change them into char sets because I don't look like a very good web developer if I can't get the 4th line of code right on every page on my site. Verified. Right, so now that I've changed all the pages within the virtual machine, I make sure those changes are uploaded to GitHub. Changed faulty meta char tag to meta char set. Push it to GitHub. Push, not pull. Git origin main. And now that it is on GitHub, I go into my server and I pull from my server. I pull from GitHub to my server, and that'll update my server. But I'm not going to do that on camera because I'm not going into my server on camera and having a bunch of people try to DOS it. So anyway, that's what I did yesterday, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the rest of today, but I need to proofread that article, so I should get on that. Okay, so it's 9:30 AM on the Thursday, the 14th of August. I got a fair bit done yesterday, despite spending a lot of the day playing Borderlands and some of it asleep. I fixed the meta tags, the char set tags on my website. I put last week's blog article up on Medium, so I publish on my website, but I also publish on Medium, and then I point the canonical URL for Medium back to my website. I proofread and scheduled this week's blog article on WordPress, so that will come out at midnight Saturday night Australian Eastern Daylight Time, and I scheduled the newsletter, the email newsletter, to go out at the same time. So I'm well ahead this week now, and I've got Thursday and Friday to do whatever I want on my business. I believe I will try and install LearnDash and see how that works. It's a content management system for learning platforms, so that's what I'll be installing my course website on. And also what else? I could write next week's blog article, get even further in front. I could record videos, make videos of the blog articles to put up on the course website. There's many things I could do, but I believe today I will try and install LearnDash. Hello, Internet. How you doing? Alright, so whoops, let's get rid of that. There we go. Now, we're logged into my web server, and we're going to create the directories for the website. So I guess I go, no. It's a bit complicated, but whatever. So I'm making the directories for the website inside of Apache web server, the directory that it serves its websites from. Oops, I need a sudo. Alright, so now we have to set up the domain name in Apache. Long way around. Here's what's in here. Let's copy the default config to a new config file and let's edit it. Okay. So we want server name, server admin is me, update the document root, type properly Brendan, and we want to go up the top here above virtual host. We want to add a directory. And we want to say require all granted, and then we're going to close it up like a HTML tag. I don't know what language this is. Is it YAML? I don't know what YAML is. I should shut my mouth when I don't know what I'm talking about. What else? Alright, so now I enable the site. And now I restart Apache. And now I don't know if the site will appear for me or not. Much to my surprise, it keeps redirecting back to here. So I have to create an index page, I guess, a basic index page to make sure that I am going to the new site when the DNS propagates. It's possible the DNS hasn't propagated yet, so the connection between Brendan Gasparin, courses.brendangasparin.com, and the IP address, it's possible that the computers on the internet don't yet know that those two things are related. So I might have to wait for a little bit, but just so I know it's actually happened, I can insert a dummy HTML page. So I'm going to go and do that, I guess. cd var www.courses.brendangasparin.com / you see how quick I typed that just then? That was pretty impressive, right? I'm an impressive typist. Public.html sudo nano index.html, and I'll write a basic HTML page that doesn't do anything much. Doc type HTML \HTML, two spaces, because it's two spaces for HTML. Most programming languages, Richard Henderson is right, and you should press tabs or fall down the staircase, but with HTML it's supposed to be two spaces. It says it somewhere on Free Code Camp, and I stand by that. So head meta char set equals UTF-8. Oh, what? Close it, Brendan. I'm not going to bother with that. The window, the thing that makes it look the same on everyone's. I'm not doing that. I'm trying test courses. Brendan Gasparin's courses. That makes it seem official, man. And I didn't close the head tag, and I didn't put my spaces in. This is the trauma of being a nerd. Is you constantly have to make sure the tags are lined up in and out of coding. It's a general rule for life. P. Courses will be here. Control X, Y. Is that all correct? Method, yeah. Looks good. I'm sure I messed something up, but whatever. Alright, so now I just keep going back to my website and keep trying courses.brendangasparin.com. I'll either figure it out or I'll wait for the DNS to propagate and then it'll figure itself out. So it's 11 PM on Friday the 15th of August. The problem with my page not loading correctly in the last clip was that it was still in my cache as a redirect. So once I cleared my cache, it loaded the page correctly. Yesterday I went into the yesterday I uploaded a default WordPress installation to the course website that I'd made the directories for. So here it is, but currently it's only the default WordPress site that gets installed when you install WordPress. So what I have to do is come in and I have to install LearnDash, the learning management system that I want to use. I've never used it before, so I've got no idea what that will look like or how to do it. I might have to watch some YouTube videos, but yeah, so I guess that's what I'm doing tonight. As far as drinking was concerned, you might have noticed that I was drinking in some of those other clips. I keep falling on and off the wagon. I need to work on that because I have not gotten as much stuff done this week as I would have liked to. I started out the week in front and then I rapidly fell behind. So I was up all last night doing the website, and then I got drunk at about, I don't know, I got drunk early in the morning and then I kept falling asleep. I played a little Borderlands with my son, but apart from that I kept falling asleep. So I have to get the alcohol out of my system so that I can work properly. So you might be wondering why it took me 24 hours just to install a WordPress website, and this is why. This is, I'm reading The E-Myth Revisited by Michael E. Gerber, and he says that in order to create a business that runs well, you should create a franchise prototype, which is, you do that by documenting all of the processes, policies and procedures to do with your business. So when I installed the then you can use it in like an operations manual or something, and people can, so you can train people basically. So, while I installed the WordPress website, I made this standard operating procedure for installing WordPress websites. It's quite long. Here's the procedure. It has the purpose of the standard operating procedure, the scope, the responsibilities, who has the responsibilities. Michael E. Gerber encourages putting down different roles, even if you're fulfilling all the roles yourself. Here's some definitions that people might need while they're doing it, the required materials, tools and materials that you need. And then there's the procedure, which is quite long. That's probably what took me most of the time, is writing this standard operating procedure. So it would normally take about 20 minutes to install a WordPress website, but because I had to write things down the whole time, it took me the whole day. But now I can come back to this document and I can replicate what I did without having to watch YouTube videos all over again, or without forgetting anything. I'm sure I'll have the best I was sure I have a uniform directory structure between websites, and I'm following the best practices in security. So that's why that took me so long. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the same thing for LearnDash, because I guess I should if I'm documenting everything, but LearnDash is, I've never done it before. I can't film it because I'll have to put in credit card information and authentication information and stuff. That's why I didn't film myself installing the WordPress website, for security reasons. But I see no reason why I can't document the actual process of installing LearnDash in a standard operating procedure as well. So that's probably going to take me another 24 hours. I also have to edit together this video in the next 24 hours so it can be uploaded at midnight Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So that's what I'm doing. So it is 8 a.m. on Saturday the 16th of August, and I've been up all night watching LearnDash videos. I watched the videos on the LearnDash demo site, and I've watched a few on YouTube, and I think I'm confident now that I can not only install LearnDash but use it. First, I think I might play a game of The Simpsons Road Rage, because my gaming videos do a lot better than my vlogs, so I need to keep my viewership up. Okay, so I installed LearnDash. It took me a while to get it working because it didn't want to run on PHP 8.4. I had to downgrade my server to PHP 8.3. That took me a while to figure out, but it's working now. It's a template. You might notice that the instructor isn't me. I have to do up the template, but nobody has the URL apart from anyone who can read the URL in this video, so I mean, it's a template. So I'm not going to work on it today because I have to edit together this video. So yeah, I guess if you have watched and I haven't finished, if this is the last clip in the video, thanks for watching. You owe me a like and a subscribe, and you should leave a comment whether it's nice or nasty. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day or night. Peace out, homies.